This is Adventures in Hip Hop Collecting. This is my first visual showing off some of my collection. I am currently at my dad's place until I find my first one-bedroom apartment, and a lot of my collection is still at my current apartment. The CDs are all there, a lot of the vinyl is there, but I decided to put together a video showing off some of the A's and in my collection. So it starts from Tupac, and then we're going down to my Apollo Brown collection. Again, take this with a grain of salt. Not everything is here. There's a lot that I'm missing, but I wanted to at least show you some of what I have. So we're starting with, like I said, Tupac, strictly for my N-words. This is a great album. I have been wanting to pick it up. The reissue has been crazy expensive. I've looked and I've seen it on online, and I've seen it in record stores, but randomly Barnes & Noble was having a 50% off sale on a lot of their records, but this is the only one I wanted out of the bunch. So originally it was $35, and with tax I got it for about $19. So it's still sealed. I actually haven't opened it yet, so I'm really excited to give this a spin. See it there. But yeah, so this is my only Tupac record at the moment. I have not followed through with my favorite of his, Me Against the World, so this is a good start. Now we have 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. I grew up with this record. This is probably the first hip-hop record I fell in love with. I was 12 years old when it came out. So, I played this all the way through so often. My brother burned me the CD, and I listened to it on my iPod and my Mac computer, but I find this to be a classic. I don't know, I don't think everyone feels that way, but I definitely do. So this is just a repress, a 2014 repress. You can see it here. Track listing is right here. Next up, I have Get Rich or Die Trying, the instrumentals. Now, I posted this a couple of days ago, and this was one of my first records of all time. It was a really random find at a record store called Secondhand Tunes in Evanston, where I used to live, which is semi-near Chicago. It has it all here, and the pressing is actually very good. I'm sure it's some type of bootleg, but I really like it. Obviously, Dr. Dre went crazy on this. Eminem had a few choice cuts, so to have this is super dope. And then G-Unit, another record that I really, really loved growing up. Beg for Mercy. You got Lloyd Banks and Young Buck on the cover. And I mean, Wanna Get to Know You was one of my most played songs growing up. Such a great track. Poppin' Them Things. I mean, the whole thing is just amazing. Really, really gutter. Really, really good stuff. You can see that here. I've seen this for a pretty expensive amount, but I got it sealed for $25. I found it to be a good deal, so I picked it up, I think in the summer. Now we have The Massacre by 50 Cent. Before I bought this, I didn't like this album, or I thought I didn't like this album. I had listened to it last maybe 2 years ago, and something about it I just didn't like. I guess I compared it to Get Rich or Die Trying, or it wasn't seamless enough for me, especially since, there's 21 tracks on here, which is, including the bonus track. It's the Hate It or Love It G-Unit remix. That is the bonus track. The actual song was a huge single for him. But this is a great record. It's really, really good. I wouldn't call it a classic. I wouldn't call it his best record, but it's a solid, solid follow-up. And I really like it. Then we have a recent pickup that I got for Christmas. Action Bronson's Sincerely, Mr. Wonderful. One of his best records in my opinion, but he has so many great albums. So Party Supplies is featured on this. Chance the Rapper is featured on this. There's a live track on here, a performance he did in Prague, The Passage. So in general, this is a great record. Production is crazy, and this came out on Vice Records in 2015. So really happy to have this. It's still sealed. I haven't played it yet, so hopefully I get to that soon. Then we have Well Done, which I picked up a while ago. This may be my favorite album of his. He has great mixtapes. He has, like I said, great albums, so it's hard to choose. But Static Selecta went bananas on this. And Action Bronson, I mean, he's hilarious, but he also got pretty deep on tracks like Love Letter and Not Enough Words, which hit me really hard. But this is red vinyl on a red vinyl pressing. I believe it's clear vinyl, but I'm not sure. So, yeah, this is actually a repress. But still, and the cover is crazy. You got the back here, some good tracks on here. Now we have the start of the Apollo Brown collection, and I do have a good amount of the CDs, and I do think that I'm missing some that I didn't bring over here for my collection. But we'll start off here with Apollo Brown and Joel Ortiz's Mona Lisa, featuring Royce the 5'9". So this was kind of like a group project, but mostly, Joel Ortiz did his thing on this. There are a lot of good records on here. It's 12 tracks, so it's a very lean project, but it's a perfect amount for what is on here. Joel has just put out an incredible amount of records, especially last year, and he put out one of his best records. I'd say his best record, besides this one last year. Forget the name. I picked it up recently, but it's a great album. Still have to dive into it. But yeah, I got this for like $14. It was on sale, so it was a sealed copy. So yeah. Now we have Apollo Brown and Locksmiths, No Question. The source gave it a very high rating. The source is kind of obsolete to me now, but I mean, good for them. It's an EP of sorts. It's 8 tracks, but this is some tight shit. This is a color record, and it has a really cool design on it. I'm not going to pull it out right now, but yeah, this is something I think a lot of people didn't know about when it came out 2 years ago, I believe, and it was on Mellow Music, but definitely a great project. Apollo Brown fits seamlessly with Locksmith, so highly recommend you pick this up. Anchovies, Planet Asia, and Apollo Brown. Another really, like, a classic record to me, personally. But it has, like, an egg brown kind of splatter, like, vinyl on this. You've got some great features, although they're sparse. And Guilty Simpson's on this. We got Willie the Kid. And, I love this record. It came out in 2017, but still play this on the regular, especially when I'm on the go, on my iPhone and all that. So, great record. So this is Sky Zoo and Apollo Brown. See that here? It's called The Easy Truth. Here it is. Here's the back. You can see the back here. Another incredible record. Another color record that has an amazing splatter. Apollo Brown really goes hard with the packaging and all that, especially since most of his records have some type of theme, some type of color. So Sky Zoo has been amazing for so long. He's been in the game forever. He started out strong, but he's got his output has just been insane. He's one of the best rappers of our era, in my opinion. So definitely recommend you check this out. Again, there aren't a lot of features on here, but there is Conway and Westside Gun, which obviously have been huge. Griselda is just killing it right now, so definitely pick this up. And then last but not least, Sincerely Detroit. Now this came out at the end of last year, which was barely a couple weeks ago. This is the limited edition version. It's out of 500 copies, and obviously, I mean, the features are just insane. It just goes crazy. So yeah, limited edition, color version, marble green. And I just picked this up like a week or two ago. I got it on Amazon, if you can believe it. I could not believe that they had the limited edition version on here, but everything's checked. You can see the marble version is right there. I looked on Discogs, and I mean, you can't go wrong with this. 21 tracks of just straight up greatness. So highly recommend if you can't pick up limited edition album, it really doesn't matter in my opinion. But if you want to just pick out the regular version, I recommend you check it out. So that is it for the Apollo Brown collection. That is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know a lot of people have hit me up via DM trying to see some of my videos or some of the rough cuts. I believe this is going to be the actual video I post. So again, this is my first time doing this. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I get an okay response, so I can continue to do this. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you soon.